May peace of the strength and depth that sustained Jesus in his last week be with you today and keep you well in body and spirit. Matthew 27 describes what could be the darkest day in the Bible. Verses 45 and 46 describe one of the darkest moments in that day. On this Good Friday, let us give that day and that moment some prayerful thought. From noon on, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani. That is, my God, why have you forsaken me? This is the word of the Lord. My thoughts are insignificant, but I will share them. What was Jesus thinking at that moment, we wonder? We know he was dying at a young age, leaving friends and disciples behind, leaderless. His own mother is there, helplessly watching him die. He's been beaten and whipped to a degree that has been fatal to some men, and they're not done with him yet. His level of pain is excruciating. Hanging on the cross, each effort to take in a breath seems a near impossible task. Each breath more difficult than the one before. He can tell the end is near. Jesus summons enough breath to cry out, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani. Why those words? Why those words? What is he thinking? He's not calling for Elijah. We know that because unlike the witnesses that day who thought he did, we hear the words clearly and have the translation of them. Was he remembering the 22nd Psalm? It described his situation all too well and begins with those very words. It was said that saying a first verse could represent an entire psalm. Was that what he was doing? Or was he feeling as abandoned as the words indicate? We don't know. But we know that the Son of God was dying a humiliating death on a cross. We know he left friends and family behind as he died. We know he experienced terrible pain. We know he was utterly alone up there on the cross. So we know that he understands the darkest, most difficult parts of being human. And we know, because he told us, that he was doing it all, going through all of this for us. How did he endure it? Sally B. Purvis writes, fundamentally, the cross shows God not in armed combat with the forces of evil, but rather it shows God quietly, deeply, almost imperceptibly changing the terms of a conflict. It does not show us a God who stands by and lets violence win. it shows us a God who will not let violence win, because God does not engage that particular contest. Rather, in the midst of the worst that violence can do, love creates life from the power of the cross. I'll leave you with a blessing. May you feel your Savior's pain and find that you are blessed